Well, hello and welcome to the Ravensburger Games YouTube channel. My name is Sam, and I've actually got a guest with me today. I'm very, very excited that they're here.
So I'm Nick Tourville. I am one of the game development managers here at Ravensburger.
Amazing. And how long have you been doing game development for Ravensburger?
For Ravensburger, over 5 years now. So I actually started at our Think Fun branch, and then just recently, earlier this year, moved out here to Seattle.
That's amazing. That is so cool. We're going to be asking some kind of funny questions, maybe some that are a little bit more serious, but it's all going to be surrounding the board game industry and maybe you as a board game player. We're going to start off pretty simple. We're going to ask, what is the first board game that you actually fell in love with? First board game I fell in love with?
You know, I think I've just kind of always loved the idea of board games and playing all of them. So I remember the first one I really just started playing over and over again was Sorry as a kid. Wow. And then I think kind of what opened up my eyes to everything they could be. I mean, like a lot of people like playing Catan for the first time, but then just the idea that you could make a board game about anything. I think kind of what made me catch the bug was being in college for industrial design. So I was already making a lot of things and doing a lot of design stuff.
Sure.
But I started I was driving back to college from my parents' place for the holidays and listening to podcasts and started thinking, ooh, what if I made a Welcome to Night Vale board game? What would that look like?
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of became my first intro into everything and just making other games. And then I remember going to a game store after I'd started making my own little games for the first time that were, probably not very good. And then thinking like, oh, there's like a lot of people doing this now. I could be doing all sorts of different stuff with this.
Right. Like this is a whole thing.
Exactly. Yes.
It opened that whole gate for you.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, you kind of answered my question because you also answered kind of like what was the first kind of game that you worked on?
Oh, yeah.
So
it was
right?
It was originally going to be a Night Vale themed board game that then I turned into just a kind of generic fantasy kind of thing. And then, made my own few things for a bit. Was going to go to Kickstarter for something. I was just excited to make something and then ended up getting a job in the industry. Yeah, in the industry. And,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So what is a game that you would say that you could introduce to everybody? So this is like any age.
Yeah.
Like what's a game that you're going to bring to anybody to teach?
One of my wife and I's favorite ones to play together, but then also to bring to other people, is Star Realms by Wise Wizard. So that is a super straightforward deck builder that introduced me to the genre, introduced my wife to the genre. And what we love about it is that it scales up. You have to have more sets of it, but we can scale it. We have those sets. We can scale it up pretty well. It's super easy to teach. One of my favorite stories about it is teaching my wife's grandmother to play and her wiping the floor with me.
That's awesome.
Yes, although this past holiday, big hit was Flip 7 from the Op.
Oh, cool.
My extended family was just obsessed with that. Every time I saw them, they're like, yeah, you guys are coming over for dinner tonight and you're bringing the game, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so funny. I think that's the second time that Flip 7's actually been mentioned on this series before out of 3 videos. So that's pretty good.
Makes sense. Just real accessible.
Yeah, that's awesome. This one's kind of a weirder question. If you could insert yourself into a board game universe or IP, which one would you do?
That is interesting. I'm trying to think. I tend not for any particular reason, not go to the really cozy ones.
Right.
Which would be a better answer.
Probably safer, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Everything I'm thinking of is very dangerous, and I am not the kind that's like, oh, I'd be fine out there because I wouldn't.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Ooh, you know what? Let's go with Mycelia because that is very cute and I can be a little mushroom and just live my life and be pretty happy, I think.
Every time I talk about that game, I'm like, I mean, it's a beautiful world. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right.
I just want to be there. So I totally get where you're coming from with that. I love mushrooms. Love that. What is your favorite board game mechanic?
I don't think it's a mechanic so much, but anytime I can be finding card synergies, that's what gets me going. So things like deck builders, things like I played this great game. I was at Tokyo Game Market last year, brought back this game called Gun and Gun, which is a I'm drafting sub decks kind of a thing, almost like a smash up kind of a thing.
Sure.
And just finding different combinations and finding the little synergies in there, intended ones, not intended ones, whatever. TCGs are great for all that. Yeah. That's what I love.
That's like card play and stuff.
Yes.
That's cool. That's awesome. When you design a game, what do you typically start with? Is that like a theme or a mechanic, an idea?
I think it can be any. It can be any. I've started with any of those before. Theme is very fun. I'm a big fan of just making designs as flavorful as possible, built around a theme. And anytime you can look at something and go, oh, of course it does that because this.
Right.
And making a game more accessible, more easier to teach because the theme is so strong. I love that. At the same time, looking at a mechanic and going, how can we tweak this? Oh, I have a really cool idea to how to do this. And then sometimes backdooring into a theme that just makes perfect sense is also super satisfying.
That's awesome. So yeah, different approaches, depends on the game, I guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the cool part is however inspiration strikes on whichever end, you can make a game out of that.
That's awesome. What is your favorite board game snack? And that's like while playing a board game.
Yeah. Oh, I am... This is going to be such a boring answer. I am such a I don't want to touch things with my hands then touch my games.
You're like me.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to go with diet soda.
There we go. Hey, it's safe.
Yeah,
it's
right,
safe.
exactly,
it's
right. I don't even feel I don't sleeve all my things. I don't feel particularly precious about it. Right. It's just,
I totally get you there is what I'm saying. What is the last board game that you played? And then also, what is the first board game that you remember playing? So we're going way back, but we're also going to keep it pretty recent as well.
Yes. Okay, very recent. So I was just at the gathering of friends and played a whole bunch of board games.
Oh, super.
And we ended it with, it was the morning where everyone was getting ready to go home, and we ended it with So Clover.
Oh,
which
amazing.
Was really fantastic. I had it demoed for me at Gen Con before, but hadn't actually sat down for a full game, and I loved it.
Yeah, I've played that. I've played it once or twice, but I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, it's super cool.
First one I can remember playing is...
Very first game.
Yeah. I think it's either Sorry, like I mentioned earlier, or Rush Hour. I played a whole lot of Rush Hour growing up, which...
Super cool.
Yeah. It's more of a solo thing, but
that's kind of crazy
stuck with me to think. Then I ended up going to Think Fun.
You are a part of now the company that made Rush Hour.
It's
that's
cool.
Pretty crazy to think about.
It's very cool. I try not to bring up when someone who has been there a while and been like, oh wow, I grew up playing that. Like on one hand it's cool, on the other hand I try not to.
I don't want to offend you.
Yeah, exactly right.
When there is a player color option in a board game, which color are you grabbing?
Blue.
Every time? Is it something that you need to play blue?
No, and sometimes I've met a few people where it is blue. I think blue is a highly contested one.
Yeah.
I'm happy to back off. I've been going to pink a lot too. This past week at the gathering, been doing pink a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You too.
I love pink, I love purple, I love orange. Yeah. So I like the off colors, I guess. Yeah. But blue is a great color too, though.
It's a good one.
Must say, I'm wearing it right now, so I can't be too hard on it. So we're gonna transition over to the rapid fire questions.
All right, let's do it.
So this is just gonna be, one or the other. You don't even have to explain yourself. Like if you do, I'm not gonna stop you, but you do not have to explain yourself.
All right.
First one is gonna be miniatures or meeples.
Meeples.
Cooperative or competitive.
Competitive.
Solo game or group game.
Group game.
Victory points or unique win conditions.
Ooh, unique win conditions. I can appreciate a victory point, but sometimes things can get a little too. If there's 18 million ways to get victory points, I can find it a little too abstract.
Point salady.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Rule book or how to play video.
Ooh, I go back and forth. I think it depends. For a while when I first started getting into board games, I was like, rule videos all the way. And then I was trying to learn Mage Knight. I invited friends over to play Mage Knight. I had come across a copy on loan, basically. Yeah. And that game is massive. And I was like, come over tonight. I'll just watch the how to play video. And it was 2 45-minute videos. And I was like, look, that's no one's fault but my own for being like, we can do this tonight. And it didn't happen that night. We played Quirkle instead. But that depends on the game, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
This one's also probably dependent on the game, but theme or mechanics? If you just picked one.
I think mechanics. As much as I love a good theme, I think a good theme really enhances the mechanics.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to choose between two games, like if there's two different games with the same theme, I could have those both in my collection because they're mechanically different. But I don't know if I would have the same mechanical game twice with with different themes.
Yeah. No, that makes complete sense. Hexes or squares?
Hexes are cooler aesthetically. I find that I play a lot more games with squares.
Fair. Glossy or linen finish?
Linen. Yep. Absolutely.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Great answer. I think that's the only one that I would actually judge people for. I think that's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I'm like waiting for someone to say glossy.
I was going to say that has to be consistently linen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so far. We're going to do area control or tableau building.
Ooh, tableau building. Tableau building. I feel like I get more of my sweet synergy in there.
Yeah, but you said you like the card play, so I might know the answer to the next one.
Yeah.
RPGs or TCGs?
Oh, that is tough.
Very different.
Yeah, very, very different. That almost feels like different days. You know, if I am looking to compete, if I am looking for, well, it's interesting. I actually value both for self-expression. I really like TCGs as a means of expressing myself through mechanics, and RPGs as a way of expressing myself through storytelling. So probably TCGs, but I have a sweet spot in my heart for both.
That's a beautiful answer to that. I feel like that's a great way to kind of close this up. But yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
This was awesome. If you guys enjoyed this interview, you guys want to see more interviews like this, definitely do not forget to subscribe and press that bell notification to be notified when the next video releases. Once again, thank you so much, Nick.
Thanks, Sam.
Hopefully we'll see you again on the channel here.
I'd love it.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks.